what's up guys, it's Gibbal, and today we're going to talk about, we'll get to that, about my plush videos first of all. I know you guys probably wondering why is Gibbal uploading plush videos, and you're probably thinking it's so childish. And actually I've been doing plush videos since 2012. So if you go to SMFPV, that stands for Super Mario Funny Plush Videos. That was like, I've been uploading since 2012, that was like 8 years ago, and I just wanted to get in the mood of uploading again. You guys can check out that YouTube channel. I basically, here's the backstory of it, the thing. I used to own 2 YouTube channels like elementary school. One was called SMFPV Videos, which is the one I'm telling you. The only channel is still up from, you guys can look at. And there's SMFPV Movie. That whole channel was deleted. So I don't know what happened. The channel was just basically deleted, and I don't have any access to it. Also on my videos on it. So, but I also lost access to SMFPV videos because I lost the password, and I was young at the time. I didn't, I basically lost my password. I can never get back in and, ever, how do I say it? Ever make a video on there or get access to the account. But you guys can check that channel out just to show you that I have made plush videos since I was a kid, and I'm obsessed with plush videos. The 2 channels that have inspired me to make plush videos was Super Mario Logan and Smosh, like those skits and stuff, Smosh and Super Mario Logan, if you guys know what I'm talking about. So yeah, I'll be making those videos soon, but for now I think I'm gonna make a couple gaming videos, and I'm trying to read a book. So I'm trying to get my own time to read my own book before I can make any more videos. For now I'm making the video because I want. But basically today our topic is World War II, and I love this topic. Also have a hat, so I'll put it on. It's a German hat from Africa they used in 1942, if you guys can see that. Right here. I don't know what that top, Robert Limstein, Berlin, number 55, 1942-56, I don't know. But basically, I'll put it on his hat. I bought this really awesome hat online. I think it looks amazing. I wanted this hat because I'm doing a book review, so this is a book review, no politics or anything. And my book is Look to Germany, the Heart of Europe. So basically I got this book and I read it. It took me like 3 days to read this book. And I actually really liked that. I'm not gonna lie. You learn a lot of information that you're not gonna learn from anyone else. So I'll be reading this back cover just so you guys can see what it's about generally. But it says, look to Germany, the heart of Europe. Pride, puffery, or propaganda. This book was written by American Stanley McClatchie in 1936 and published in Germany in 1937. The youthful McClatchie, I can't pronounce the last name, a member of a wealthy and well-known Southern California family who had lived some years in Germany prior to the National Socialist Deutsch, I cannot pronounce that last one. Sent to power. So he was living. So I'm not reading right now, but he basically was there when he saw the National Socialist movement rise to power while he was living in Germany. He wrote a book about it. Sent to power after victory in the Reichstag elections in 1933. Clearly, McClatchie was impressed by the constellation of the political power that Hitler had engineered, but he was also very impressed by the industrial, technical, and social evolution that had taken place in Germany under the Nazis. which had altered very aspect of the land and people he thought he knew. By any measure, the first 4 years of the National Socialist government in Germany were an overwhelming success. It was difficult for the Nazis and even ordinary Germans to avoid boasting about their nearly miraculous, I forgot how to pronounce that word, recovery from the economic and social hell imposed upon Germany in the wake of its military defeat in World War I. The recovery of Allied countries like Britain and France, even in America, lagged far behind the German rate of recovery. In spite of the success, the Nazis, who were so popular in Germany, their economic, social, and military competitors could find nothing good to say about them or Germany. Quite the contrary, the press in the British Empire, France, and America assumed an entire anti-German stance. Tourism in Germany and German manufactured goods were boycotted, and embargoes were placed on raw materials needed in Germany. This you guys know what I'm saying. Effects of the boycotts and embargoes of the German economy convinced Hitler to redouble scientific research efforts in the hope of making Germany far less dependent and more important raw materials and forging export markets. The research yielded amazing results in areas like synthetic gasoline, rubber from coal, pharmaceuticals, electronics, chemicals, etc. While the German bashing in England and America continued, undoubtedly millions of Soviet Union were being killed in Stalin's political purges. Still impressed foreigners in the Western media hailed a communist victory over Soviet social and economic ills in almost religious terms. By the autumn of 1939, the armies of Joseph Stalin and Adolf Hitler had overrun and divided the country in Poland. 3/5 of it going to the Soviet Union and 2/5 to Germany. Britain and France immediately declared war on Germany, but oddly, they did not declare war on the Soviet Union, and World War II had begun. Less than 6 years later, the war was over, millions upon millions of people had died, and Hitler had killed himself in his bunker far beneath the streets of central Berlin. Germany was in ruins, and for the second time in less than 30 years, her industry, research facilities, maritime fleet, fortune holdings, and even her population was dispersed among the victors as war reparations. Stanley McClatchie, I don't know how to say that, knew and wrote that look to Germany would be seen as Nazi propaganda by many, and in the narrow sense of the word, it certainly was. But then, when World War II had begun, American owners of the English language edition looked to Germany, discarded the book in an effort to avoid the appearance of being Nazi sympathizers and thus unpatriotic. After the war, all editions of the book were considered to be dangerous by the victorious Allies, so the Nazification Commission sought them out for destruction. 65 years after it was written, Look to Germany is like Adolf Hitler's Mein Kampf, still considered too dangerous to be sold or read in Germany and several other European countries. Look to Germany is in fact absolutely indispensable of any joint understanding of the origins of World War II in Europe. No intellect person will undertake an examination of the origins of the American Revolution without reading everything in print that could shed light on either British or American points of view. The British War Blue Book and the French White Papers were regularly cited preferences by those who attempted to explain pre-war European events, although both qualify as propaganda in the same sense that this book does. Look to Germany, Facts and Review, and other publications of the German... Oh man, it's a German word, I'm sorry. In Berlin, and the German Library of Information in New York, are virtually never cited as resource research sources despite of their obvious historical value. This may indicate the superiority of the Allied propaganda before and after World War II, but it's more likely that it indicates that the bulk of the original German material was destroyed by the Allies. Much of it now obscured and now is generally unavailable to researchers. Original examples of this book can be very scarce, and if they can be located, they are extremely expensive. So this book is a primary source. So it was written by an American who was probably German or could speak German, because he explains there's very good examples. Like I said, it's not political. Like the book literally explained it on the book. Literally explained itself. I was just reading basically all of this. This is a historical piece of document written by a first-hand person who was there in Germany while everything was going on. And basically, he was this book is more like in the sense of the pro-national socialist, because he saw the recovery of Germany super quick after World War II, as I already read, and he was he was an American. He was, maybe he was German, I don't know, I have to research it up. But this is a book review, so that's basically what I'm talking about. It shows a lot of pictures, so if you guys can see. It's just a bunch of pictures. It's a bunch of pictures, so it's not very hard to read. It's not. It took me 3 days, like I said. And it's a very interesting book. I recommend you guys, I'll be putting the links down in the description for sure, so you guys can check it out and read for yourself. Very interesting book. I recommend you guys get it if you guys are. I only recommend this book to people who are interested in history, learning about history, particularly World War II, or going to more particular the German side of World War II. So I think you guys should check it out if you guys are interested. This book is open for many, and pretty much it explains how after World War II, after the Allies won, they took advantage of censoring the book, because they thought it'll, be bad. It is, probably it is, but like it just talks about like the historical, like it talks about a lot of interesting things. Like I didn't even know about the Great Motorway System. I never even knew that. Either like I just forgot in history class in high school. This history class, I got A's because I always loved history. History was one of my favorite topics. World history was my most favorite, and then U.S. history was also my favorite. So history in general, I love all history. I used to like reading about when I was a little kid, about the Civil War, the Revolutionary War. And I didn't know much about World War II until more like high school. But that's when I really started like getting into it. But this is my first book. This is my first book ever about World War II. So I recommend you guys read it. It's really interesting. And like I said, I recommend it to anybody who loves history, or probably major in history or anything. It talks about even before World War II, they go into the roots of German blood, of their past history. So it's really interesting. It talks about wild Germans attack mild Romans, and talks about, it goes into like other periods of German. But the author was the author was, I think, from the sound of it, pro-national socialist. But very interesting book. I know I'm repeating myself, but I hope you guys enjoy. I'll be making gaming content if I Yeah, gaming content. I just want to do a book review because I don't like reading books, not sharing what I learned about the book. I think it's a waste of time. If you read a book, but never share it. I always share what I like. I like sharing what I read to my brothers, and my family, and my friends. So I guess I made a YouTube video about what I learned, and sharing it to you guys. So hope you guys took something out of this video. It's something that's very super interesting how Britain and France never declared war on Russia when they took over Poland. I didn't even know that. I had no idea. And there's other history channels out there that also explain if you want to go deeper into history. This is like probably my only. This is a book review. I'm not talking about history really. But there's other YouTube channels out there that go deeper into history. If you want to learn more about it, like Simple History. There's a YouTube channel called literally called World War II. Just search that up. If you want to learn more about history, and they give you deep analysis and all that. I watch some of those sometimes when I'm bored, and you get to learn things that you never learned before. But I'm not here to explain, you know. I'm just here to do a book review. Read you the back of it, so in case, you know, I know they don't have these in public libraries or anything around here. You have to literally buy it online because it's been censored. But hopefully, you guys press a like and like this, comment. And I hope you guys get this book and tell me what you guys think about it. It's super interesting. I think you guys should read it and all that. And like the book history, this is a primary source book. It's written by someone firsthand, not secondary source. So I think it's a really good book to read if you guys wanna. I don't like secondary source books. I like primary sources from either side. If he was either from a Jewish side, someone from the Holocaust, or someone from the German side, or, you know, it's interesting to look at both sides. It's the best way you have to look at history, not through secondary sources, I think. I don't know. But I'll see you guys later, and I'll be making more plush videos. It is an official series, and I hope you guys enjoy the plush videos. It seems like you guys do. I got a bunch of comments that people are laughing about it, so see you guys all later, and enjoy. Bye bye.
Ja, das müsste helfen. Ganz ruhig. Das wird schon wieder. Ich blick dich zusammen, ja? Erste Hilfe. Für dich. Ich versorge deine Wunden.
The enemy is taking objective Feind ist überall!
Sanitäter! Das wird dir helfen.